episode of Bike Talk with BikeLane. This is Bike Checks with Ed. I'm Ed, and this is the 2021 Giant Roam 2. So this is actually a really interesting bike. So this is a dual sport bike. You can find it on Giant's website. It's listed under the adventure section. So you could take it on adventures. So dual sport bike is capable of on-road and off-road riding. So this is pretty much a flat bar road bike with off-road capabilities. So it's built tough, but yet built strong. It's kind of like the sweet spot if you want to do some light off-roading and if you want to do some commuting. So this is a full aluminum Alex frame with a diffused seat post as usual. So it's very light, but yet rigid frame. So starting on the cockpit here, Giant gives you a 28-inch wide, 31/8 clamp aluminum handlebar. So a wide handlebar gives you a stable ride. So if you're doing some aggressive off-roading, or doing any jumping or anything like that, or if you're just a really big person with wide shoulders, a wide handlebar will give you a more stable ride. Up top to hold this handlebar, Giant gives you this is the Sport XC handlebar, by the way. This is the Sport stem, which is a 90 mil reach stem. A shorter stem will make your bike feel a little more nimble, a little more agile. Giant gives you a 90 mil, which is kind of right in between. It's kind of the sweet spot. So this is a large size frame, for example, with a 90 mil stem. You won't really be reaching too far out. You'll kind of be sitting a little upright. This is a full aluminum stem. It does have about like maybe 12 degrees of upsweep. You can always flip it if you want some downsweep, if you want to get a little more aggressive. Giant gives you ergonomic grips. The grips, depending on how you ride, you might want to upgrade them. These guys have a full palm insert, so it kind of relieves some pressure when you're riding. So it's more of a handful, so it helps spread your weight out a little bit. To stop the bike, Giant gives you the Tektro M275 hydraulic disc brakes. So in the front and the back. Hydraulic disc brakes is an oil system, so it's no cable, so it gives you a consistent brake feel all the time, and it's a more reliable brake, where a disc brake is going to give you consistent stopping power, even if it's wet, moist, dirty, whatnot, whatever it may be, it's going to stop. It's a 160 mil rotor, front and back, and attached to those rotors, Giant gives you the wheel set is the GX03 wheel set. So it's a 28 mil wide rim, so it's a pretty wide rim, and it's a double wall rim. They're full aluminum, loose ball bearing wheels though. Still nice wheels, but if you're getting very aggressive and you want a smoother ride, I would definitely suggest an upgrade to a sealed bearing cartridge wheel, which will give you a much smoother ride. On these wheels, Giant gives you the Giant cross-cut tires. So these are flat guard tires that have flat protection on them, so they have a Kevlar strip right down the middle. These are 700 by 42C. So it's equivalent to a 29-inch, by the way. And these are 60 PSI tires. They're not very high PSI tires. So this is an off-road capable tire, meaning so it has treads in it, so it's not a really smooth tire. So running at low pressure, this will give you a lot of grip if you're riding over loose gravel or loose dirt. And if you're riding on pavement, you could put these up to 60 PSI, and this will give you a little rolling resistance compared to a full knobby tire like a mountain tire or something wide. Holding on this rim and tire is the Giant, the Sun Tour NX hilo fork. It has 63 mils of travel on it, and it also has a lockout. So this is a coil fork. It's aluminum lowers with a steel upper, but it has a lockout, which is a very nice feature. So when you're riding on the road or off-road, so let's say you're riding on road, you can lock it out, and the suspension won't compress, and you can get more pedal power out of your bike. It will make your ride feel a lot rougher, a little more rigid. But if you want to just hustle a little more, you can make your fork a little stiffer or lock it out completely. And vice versa. If you want it a little looser, a little plushier ride, or if you're just cruising around, you can make it a little softer. The left side of the fork just has a spring in it, so there's no adjustment to it. It's a nice upgrade on the fork. And then we're jumping to the back here. So on the back, Giant gives you the same cross-cut tire, 700 by 42C, 60 PSI, with flat guard in it. Same rim, 28 mil, same hub, same rotor, Tektro brake, and then the drivetrain. So what we have in the drivetrain is kind of unique. I like it. It gives it a clean look as well. So we have an 11/36 spread in the back. So 11 being the smallest, 36 being the biggest. 36 is really big, so you can really pedal. You can really climb things if you really come across some obstacles, big hills, rocks, gravel, whatnot. You can really get up there. And I'm sorry, it's a 46, not a 36. 11/46. And then up front, we have a 40-tooth chainring. The 40-tooth chainring is kind of like the sweet spot. So in this gear combination, you have 9 speeds in the back. You can go anywhere from the 11 to the 46 on your 40, and it's going to give you a kind of, I'm going to say, a consistent feel of you need to climb, you can climb, you need to go fast, you can go fast. There's a lot of variables, a lot of in-betweens where you can drop this down to a 36 or you can go up to a 42, but because you have such a large spread in the back, you're going to have the right gear for whatever obstacle you may come across. On here, on the chainring, you also have a steel chain protector. Aluminum, excuse me. So the chain protector is going to kind of act as a bash guard. So if you hit anything, it'll protect your chain ring. It also acts as a chain guide, so your chain doesn't fall off. And then it also acts as kind of a pants protector, so your pants don't get stuck on it. So this is a really nice upgrade that Giant gives you this year. The other really nice upgrade are these cranks. These are 2-piece machined aluminum cranks. So it's a hollow spindle, so it saves a lot of weight. Has a pinch bolt on the other side. This is 1 piece, 1 arm, so it gives you a more rigid ride. So these are 175 mil crank arms. So this will give you a nice long rotation, so it gives you high-end speed because you do have the rest of the spread to give you more low-end torque, and the cranks will give you the high-end torque. You do get plastic platform pedals, which are definitely worth an upgrade. I would definitely upgrade the pedals if you're getting aggressive. It's an aggressive bike, definitely deserves some nice pedals. The rear derailleur is a Derailleur 9-speed derailleur. It does have a clutch, so with the one by, your chain won't be jumping around. If you always need to kind of adjust it or take it off, you can unlock it and lock it. So it just has a little lever on here, but you should always take it to your local bike shop to get serviced, unless you're an experienced technician. And then you also have the Derailleur 9-speed shifter up top to go with your 9-speed derailleur at the back. The saddle is the Giant Sport saddle. It's kind of a foam saddle, not really too wide, not really too narrow. It's kind of just right in the middle, kind of the sweet spot. This guy is a 150 mil wide saddle and 250 millimeters long. So it's pretty comfortable for what it is. If you're going to be doing a lot of long distance riding, you're going to be sitting a lot, it's definitely worth an upgrade as well. And that'll do it for the Rome 2 2021. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can always comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions,